Hello, ladies. It's Renee, and it is Monday at 11 o'clock, which means you got it. We're on together for our weekly Facebook Live. I hope you guys had a great week last week and a nice weekend. And here we are. Oh my gosh, you guys, we're almost done with August. It is so frightening. All right, enough of that nonsense. Again, hope you're all doing super well. You know, I did a Facebook Live last week, also in the middle of the week, I think on Thursday, because I've been getting a lot of new people in the group. Yay! Welcome, new members. I'm so happy you're here. And for a lot of us, you're just starting T-Tapp. You don't really know what it is. What is this thing? Is it tap dancing? So that's where do I start? And especially since, you know, the T-Tapp store is down, the website's down, we don't know if it's coming back up. I have no idea. So that's why I've created lots of class packages, instructionals. So for those new, yes, welcome. It is an incredible workout. We've got lots for you, and I put that on that. The second part of it, too, was I'm getting questions about, like, I don't understand what all of these abbreviations and acronyms mean. What is a SATI, like a SATI? I have no idea. And I got to tell you, that is a challenge when you're new to T-Tapp and you're in these groups, because everybody that's been here, we use all these abbreviations. And new people, it's like learning a whole new language. You just want to get a workout in. I don't want to learn a whole language. Which, believe me, I understand. By the way, SATI stands for Step Away the Inches. And it's our T-Tapp walking workout. For those of you that don't know, now you know. So I've included a file. It's in our files, a document. It's also, I think, located under one of these, with as many as I could come up with, all the anachronisms and abbreviations that you could need. That way you can print it off and have it there as you're trying to figure out what everybody's talking about. But the good thing is you're at a beautiful place. T-Tapp really is an amazing workout. I don't care what fitness level you are at. There is absolutely something here for you. And the ladies in this group are so phenomenal. Everybody is super supportive. Everybody's welcome. No judgment. Just come on in. It's a safe and fun place to be. All right. So today I decided, what should we do today? How about my 3 top tips for getting your best T-Tapp results? Now, I know for those of you who've been around a while, most of what I'm going to tell you is probably not all that new, but for some of you newer people, I think it's really helpful to just share some top tips. So, are you ready? First tip, of course, everybody that knows me will roll their eyeballs because you probably already know what I'm going to say, and that is slow it down. Well, the reason I say that is because the original T-Tapp workouts that we had with Teresa, phenomenal. Of course, it started this whole huge T-Tapp movement, but I will tell you, she was pretty hard to follow, and she went fast. I know, because that's how I started 20-some years ago, and I had to basically watch it, pause it, figure out what she said, come back in, and believe me, I still didn't have a clue how to do it. It took me many years and lots of working out with her to figure it out. You don't have to go through my learning curve. Slow it down. Now, just because I say that, I want you to feel why I say that. Now, I'm going to show you plies, just the first arm sequence of plies. And I'm going to do the original, not the more modified where we're doing, all of this. I'm going to go the old way. I'm going to do it fast, like Teresa would have done it in the original workouts, and then I'm going to slow it down. I'd love for you to do it with me so that you can get a felt sense. Just me saying it doesn't mean anything. You have to feel this in your body. So I'm going to just go into my wider plie stance so that when you're in this stance, your knees, I don't know if you can see my feet. Let me come over this way. And your knees are going to be tracking about the second toe. So you have to just get in that nice position. Now, one of the things with T-Tapp you got to remember is when you're in this bed position, tailbone stays down, ribs lift up off your rib cage or your hips. So you're lifting the ribs. I'm going to put my hands down here in a low V, finger and thumbs together. All right, so whenever we would go, here's the first part of this move. We would bend, the arms would cross in front, we come up into a big W, then we cross and come up boxy ears. That's the move. So let's go fast and see how we feel it, all right? So it's a down, cross, W, up, and box. Down, cross, W, up. I'm just going to do 2 more. Down, cross, W, to make sure you keep that tail tucked in, because here's what everybody does, especially going fast. You want to keep it down and W, elbows forward. Good, and that's going fast. Now, yeah, my heart rate came up a little bit. Great move regardless. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. And if you're like a movement junkie, just want to move right through it, that's going fast. But now I want you to experience that same exact move, but slowing it down. Not all the way, but a little slower, so you can really focus on what you're feeling. Back into the bend, tailbone is down, rib cage lifts up off the hips, thigh bones are always pressing back, hand, and give me fingers and thumbs together. We call that a donut hand. So let's slow it down now. I want you to just think ribs up here. You're going to cross here and pause, so your knees are bent, thinking tailbone down. Don't let the shoulders come forward, right? You can keep them up like this. That's why my arms are crossed. I'm going to come up. I'm going to start to straighten my legs a little, but because I'm going slowly, I can really focus on my tail down, thigh bones out, squeezing my glutes. I can focus now on my upper back. I can think, all right, elbow to the front, hand back. Now, I am shaking with this effort because I'm using so much muscle. Come back up. I'm going to go down to here. I'm going to think ribs up, and I'm going to reach my arms out way to the side as I start to straighten those legs. At the top, I'm going to squeeze. And I'm going to just do 2 more because I know it's slow, but you get the picture. You ready? So it's down, cross, big W. Elbow forward, hand back, shift into your heels. Think tuck, turn out. What does that mean? Tuck under, or at least get the tailbone down. Turn out means you're pressing those thigh bones back. Doesn't that make a difference? Come up. You're going to cross here, but not come forward. And then you're going to come right to the side, ribs up, and reach away, reach away, reach away. Thigh bones go back. Just 1 more. Down, cross, big W, up, cross. You ready to keep that tail down as you come all the way up? You're squeezing. That's the difference. That's why I say, yes, it's not like it's bad or you're doing anything wrong when you go fast. It will give you maybe a little more aerobic, but what I find is going slowly, I can feel my muscles activating. I can really keep myself in good form. And when you are activating those muscles, your heart rate's going up anyway. Even if you just stand here and squeeze and go like this, you're going to find your heart rate's going to go up because it takes energy to really engage those muscles. All right, I think you got number 1, right? Number 2 is really getting connected and open and flexible and mobile right up here in your mid to upper back. I know, you didn't think I was going to say that, right? You probably thought I was going to tell you to lift your ribs. It's essentially the same thing. But here's what I found over years. When I say lift the ribs, do you have really any idea how to do that? I get this and like just this confusion. What does that even mean? Sometimes I'll just say, okay, take your hands here and lift those ribs up so that they're not sitting, everything's sitting down, and you'll feel the difference just lifting it all up. I'll say tap here, lift from here. All that's good, rib cage up. But you know what? Because we are all sitting so much, hunching over our computers, when we used to drive a lot, or some of us still do, I'm sure, driving like this, all of this binds up this whole mid-back where there's no more mobility or flexibility in it. Sometimes I'll just look, I'll see somebody's back and I'll touch it and it's like one just big block of cement. That is not good. We've got to have mobility and flexibility in that upper back. Now, why? I'm going to tell you just a short story. Years ago, Teresa came to Atlanta, and we had an appointment at an insurance company. So we went downtown. We were all prettied up in our little outfits, right? And this lady comes down to bring us up to the meeting. And she was a really lovely lady. And she's like, oh, we're so excited you're here. And then she says to Teresa, you know, I've just done everything to lose weight and just nothing works. So I'm excited to hear what you have to say. And Teresa looked at her and she said, I'm going to tell you where you're holding your metabolism back. And the woman's like, you know, all ears, of course. Are you all ears? I bet you are. And she said, right here in that mid back, of course, ribs up, right? But it's really more than that. I've discovered that it's really more than that. And the woman, of course, as was me, I'm like, wow, that's interesting. And Teresa just explained that, you know, you've got to be able to work and move those upper back muscles. If not, and everything's done, you've just lost half of your metabolic engine. How interesting, right? Nobody talks about that. And then we always just called it, you know, ribs up, ribs up. But to me, it's more than just lifting your ribs up. It's about really creating mobility and flexibility in your upper back. Now, how would you do that? Well, you know what? Don't make it a big workout. It's movement. You want to be moving that part and the hips and the pelvis like all day in different ways. We've got to keep everything moving and flexible so that we can have good neurotransmissions, brain to body and out. And I'll talk about the third part of this in just a second. So even just like putting your hands like thumb to the back, fingers around the rib cage and pulling those elbows in, like, of course, do your tuck under and then push and open and curl and open and really start to work in that mid back. Now, can you not do this all day long? Of course you can. Can you not do it sitting in a chair? Of course you can. You're on your chair at the edge, you're arching your back and you're curling. You're arching and you're curling. You can even then do, how about some big shoulder rolls? Now watch, I'm going to feel like I'm pushing back at my heart between my breasts right there. And you're going to curl and lift. Lift those elbows up and arch it back. And then come forward and arch it back. Curling forward, lift. Up and back. So whatever you can do to keep it back. How about shoulder rolls? Rolling just even into here. So let's look at going into a little bit of a plie. Hunch the shoulder, elbow. Bring it around the head, up and back. Curling it under, leading with the elbow. Leading with the elbow. What you're going to find is you're going to start to work all up in here. How many of you want to get rid of back fat, the top of the arm fat? This is how you're going to do it. Lots of movement that you can. So those are forward and backs. Of course, reach and scoops. Can you not do this throughout the day? Just stretch it up. Stretch it up. Other side, stretch. So now you're lifting it up from here. Doing movement all through the day is just helping and enhancing your body, your health, and then it will give you even better results when you go to do your T-Tap because now you're not locked up. I'll tell you another one that I do all the time. I always am doing my intertwine, right? Ribs up into the place, shoulder rolls, and arm pumps. Arm pumps are powerful, you guys. They're opening you from here, but they're also working up in the mid back because you're squeezing between those shoulder blades and lifting. So all these moves are wonderful. Of course, what's the other one now that we need to do? So we're here, or side, side. You guys know it's always that rotation. Not wanting to go just do a whole thing, just bend your knees a little, tuck under, and just do this. Keep your hips forward. Just do this. Just do this, right? Get rotation. It's another way. The body needs to get movement, novel movement in all these different ways. It's critical for your health and also then to get your best T-Tap results. Okay, ready for my third one? Well, I was challenged for my third one. So I'm going to give you this one, and I'm going to give you that last one for the bonus, okay? So the third one, in my opinion, is, again, this you probably won't get, and that is hydration. Hydration is so key and critical to our health and to getting your best results. Now, hydration has a whole it's a big subject actually. And I'm going to be doing a master class with Gina Bria, who is the head of the Hydration Foundation in New York, a dear friend of Teresa. They connected over fascia and fascia information, and Gina actually came and spoke at a retreat. But she has incredible information about hydration, the importance of it, and how to actually hydrate and hydrate the, are you ready? Yes, the F word, our fascia. So we'll be teaching lots more on fascia for those of you who are just not quite sure what it is. It's like this netting that is completely covers every part of our body inside. If you took like the skin away and you're just hanging there, you could see the whole body in the fascial system. It's just, we're learning so much about the fascia system, but it's also part of our neurological system, the information system throughout the body. It's how the brain gets information to every part, to our organs, to our muscles, everything. But what happens is fascia is like this jelly-like fibers, essentially, and they move and shape shift along with you. But what can happen is if you don't move, they bind up and they get gluey and gummy. And so much of our muscle pain that we think is muscle is actually that fascia being bound up, because it's on the superficial level. You can't even get into the muscle because that fascia is pulling. So got to hydrate and hydrate the fascia. Now, most people think, oh, I'm dehydrated, so I'll just drink a bunch of water and sit down on the couch. Well, that's not hydrating. As you guys know, you do that and what happens? You just run to the bathroom. It runs right through you. It's not helping. So here's a great tip for you that you want to do, especially first thing in the morning. And then as you go to do your T-Tapp workout, if they're not the same time, you want to get a nice big glass of water, preferably warm, not cold, because when it's cold, the body has to shift the temperature, but that's a whole other issue. So I just kind of like it almost room temperature warm. Squeeze about a half a lemon into that and just add a tiny pinch of a really good sea salt, not iodized salt, a really good high mineral quality sea salt, a Himalayan, something like that, into the water. And you want to, first thing in the morning, drink that down. That helps to cleanse the body and it begins to hydrate. And then once you do that, move. If you're not doing your T-Tapp workout, just move. Just lift your chin and drop it. Lift your legs and drop it, your feet. Just move around. Why? And even walking, maybe do a little bit of that seti, step away the inches. You might want to just do a little of this, maybe do an arm pump with it. Why is that? Because to get hydrated, you need that fluid in a way that the body can pick it up, which by adding the lemon and a tad of sea salt makes that water so much more bioavailable to the body. It's much better than even if you have a filter, it basically deadens the water by the time you get there. And this just adds energy and life and hydrating features to the water. So you want to drink and then you need to move. It's the movement then that gets into the fascia and allows that fascia. It's almost like a sponge, you can think of it. So, you drink. That's why I love it when we kind of go in like this and out. What are you doing? You're getting into the cells. You're squeegeeing the cells so you get rid of the toxins in the cells. And then when you open back up, what happens is oxygen and nutrients now get into the cells. So we're learning so much incredible information about fascia. And I will tell you, if you have fibromyalgia, any kind of back pain, really just about any kind of chronic or even acute illness, know that hydration is huge. We've got to be able to move those toxins out, get the good stuff in, right? The oxygen, the nutrients. Hydration is incredibly important. It's actually life. right? It's life. So hydration, why did Teresa have so many water breaks, especially as she got, you know, a little further along and science came further along with the fascia? You know, when she did senior fit, my goodness, I don't know, it was kind of a whole lot of water breaks. So it was giving people a chance to kind of reset in between each move. But now I also understand such a great idea to keep taking water breaks. Little sips of your water with some lemon, or it doesn't, lemon is a really good one, but you can also put cucumber in there, any kind of a fruit or veggie. By the way, did you know that those are generally at least 95% water? So the best way to hydrate is eating your fruits and veggies. Bet you didn't know that too. 95% water. We have so much water on this planet, but it's locked up in the fruits and veggies. So eat those, super healthy, hydrate. Okay, now I said that there was kind of a tie between the hydration and one more, and what is that? Consistency. Yeah, you know, T-Tapp cannot work. You're not going to get results if you don't do it. So doing it has so many different, and the word consistency as well, a lot of different connotations, and what it means to one person, it doesn't mean to another. So, you know, it just kind of depends on where you're at. Being consistent does not mean that you have to do a full T-Tapp workout every day. No, but what it does mean is put yourself on a consistent schedule for you. Maybe you only have time to do a 20-minute T-Tapp workout 3 times a week. Perfect. Put it in your calendar. It is non-negotiable, okay? It's like your dentist appointment, your kid's soccer team, whatever it is, it's in there. That is an appointment for and with you. And then just do it. If you miss, no beating yourself up. Okay, that helps nothing. You just go, no problem. I understand. Maybe I'll just do a few of these, right? Work it out a little bit. How about a few arm pumps? You can always do those through the day. A set of hoedowns, absolutely. Just do those, make up for it. But then here's the trick. Don't let that one time derail you. No problem. Maybe you'll do it the next day, or maybe the next time in the week, you're back to your 3 times. So be consistent with whatever workout schedule works for you, and be consistent at moving through the day. Just move, okay? You don't have to do some big workout all the time, but you do have to move. The body was meant to move. It wasn't meant to be stable and just sit all day long. That just gets really tight hip flexors. So those are the 3. Slow it down, work your mid back, keep hydrated, and move consistently. So I hope that those 4 great tips help you. And let's connect in this week. I'd love to know what it is that's on your schedule, your T-Tapp, working through. And if you have any questions, you guys, you know, please post, and anything that you'd like me to do a Facebook Live on. I'd really appreciate knowing how I can serve you, because that's how this beautiful community works. So thanks so much for joining. It looks like Miss Kat was the person that was on today with me. Hello, Catherine. You are so good. I just love you to death. And thanks for joining. And I'll see you guys again really soon in the group. Take good care. Please stay safe and be kind. Bye.